This video was made with support from the National Lottery Heritage Fund.
Once I had a sprig of thyme. It prospered by night and by day.
So it's my debut EP. It's called On The Humber Banks, and it's an EP of 4 Lincolnshire folk songs. So they're all songs that were collected by Percy Grainger in the early 1900s from Lincolnshire singers. There's a wealth of songs to choose from Lincolnshire, and it's just a very small selection of my favourites.
I was standing by.
So the first song is called Sprig of Thyme, and it's a song that was collected from folk singer Joseph Taylor. It's quite a well-known song, and it's one of the first Lincolnshire folk songs that I ever learnt. I've had a strange sort of relationship with it over the years. Sometimes I've really enjoyed singing it, and other times I haven't, but now it just seems to really resonate with me more than it ever has.
Betsy Walton is my name. I've brought my
So the second song is a song called Betsy Walton, and the title of the EP, On The Humber Banks, actually comes from that song. It was collected from a singer called Brian Cooper, and in the manuscript it's quite a short song, and there were parts of it that didn't quite fit for me, so I wanted to explore that further. It's a song that I'd been interested in for quite a while, and I thought there's really something here, I want to do something with this. So I went to look for the broadside, and there's a broadside called The Effects of Love. So I took parts from that, added it in, changed some things around, and gave the song a new tune, and Betsy Walton on the EP is the result of that.
Early one spring, I went on board to serve the...
So the third song is called Early One Spring. It's a jaunty little song really, it's not a very long song, but I was just quite drawn to the story. There were some extra verses for it on the manuscript, but I think how it is, it kind of leaves a bit of an untold ending, and I quite like that. I like to think what happened afterwards, you know. And a man goes off to fight for the king on the ship, leaving his true love behind, as often happens in folk songs. He writes to her and doesn't hit her anything, comes back and she's married to somebody else.
One evening clear, down by a riverside.
So the final song, it's a song called Riley. It was collected in Lincolnshire from a singer called George Orton. It's a song that's known in many different forms. There's lots of different versions. There's versions from Ireland. So this is a song that I learnt from the singing of George Orton. So you can listen to a lot of the Lincolnshire singers on phonograph recordings that were made by Percy Grainger, and you can listen to those on the Sound Library website, so it's really nice to have those. We've got such a wealth of songs. It's a great history of folk music in Lincolnshire, and it's a history that I think, unless you're really interested in that area, folk music, folk song, it's not something that a lot of people know about. But when you start talking to people about it, they do find it really interesting. So I think it's just to sort of bring a bit more attention to that and share the history, share some of the songs, and maybe that'll inspire other people to do their own research.
My mind has never been at ease.
The Heritage Channel is supported by the National Lottery Heritage Fund.